today hear about the stem cell sciences. They don't realize that a great deal of that is talking about the creation of a part human, part animal embryo that then can be used for experimental purposes. Now, transhumanism itself is the idea that we're going to use that kind of science and other kinds of science to create a new form of mankind.
But why do we want to create a new form of mankind?
Well, of course, you know, if you talk to the transhumanists, they're utopians. They believe we can live forever. We can have immortal life without the bother of having to ask Jesus to give it to us. We can upload our brains. We can live forever inside artificial intelligence systems. There's a great deal that the transhumanist community believes. But when it comes to genetics, when it comes to kind of repeating what happened in the days of Noah, where these fallen angels corrupted bloodlines, they believe that we can improve our species, open new modes of perception by blending ourselves with animals. We might even be able to see into the supernatural realm.
Okay,
and among the transhumanists, they aspire to do that.
Who is DARPA and what are they doing?
DARPA is the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. It's one of the large departments of the U.S. that uses our tax dollars to hire other people to come up with great ideas, private laboratories, things like that. But in last year's operating budget and in this year's operating budget, for instance, they have set aside millions of dollars for rewriting the DNA of our soldiers.
Why would they want to rewrite the DNA of our soldiers?
Super soldier technology, and furthermore, they are being advised by some of the top think tanks in the world that our competitors, our enemies, are privately developing this technology right now, and that if we don't get ahead of it, in fact, the Jasons, which is one of the top scientific advisory panels in the world, told them that by the end of 2012, if we weren't secretly, privately ahead of the human enhancement revolution, we would fall irreparably behind and be dominated on the future battlefield.
What about the mark of the beast? How does this tie in?
Well, the mark of the beast, I think this could play in the form of like a living chip, a biochip. We are doing experiments right now with chips that can deliver medicines into your systems, but some of these could be designed to actually carry payloads, to carry vectors, as they're called, to work almost like a virus that could introduce a new genetic code to rewrite your genetic makeup. And some people believe that perhaps that's how the mark of the beast will alter humans so that they're no longer redeemable by literally going through their system and rewriting their genetic makeup.
You're saying a lot. Who's funding this?
Well, you are.
No, not me.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, well, because there are departments in the U.S. government, like the National Institute of Health. That's the largest one in the U.S. that doles out your money for health-related science and research. And right now, they are giving grants to universities that are actually developing the legalese, the language that will be used for extending, for instance, constitutional rights to human non-humans, to humans of the future whose genetic material has been altered sufficiently enough to no longer even be considered to be human.
Well, what about the ethics of this? Will these people be considered humans? Will they be considered equal to us? Will they be able to vote? Or will they be like pets if they're half human and half animal?
Well, I tell you, it really gets into some madness, but like the Brookings Institute right now is asking that question for you, and they're saying that, for instance, within 10 years, Brookings Institute, #1 policy think tank in the world that bends the ear of our lawmakers, has a new series called The Future of the Constitution, in which they're saying within 10 years, we will be creating genetically engineered homosexual communities, and that because their genetics are sufficiently different than ours, we have to create the legalese that will extend to them Bill of Rights and constitutional privileges.
You know what he's saying? He's saying our tax dollars are funding this research that's going on right now. Well, wait till you find out that the Masonic plan is within the Washington Monument, the Capitol, the Vatican, and there's symbols and signs that allow spiritually this evil to flood in. Of course, they disguise it as good.